Think about the last time you felt truly small, in the best possible way. Maybe you were standing at the edge of the ocean, watching the endless, powerful rhythm of the waves. Or looking up at a perfectly clear, star-filled night sky, trying to comprehend the sheer scale of the cosmos. Or maybe it was listening to a piece of music so vast and beautiful that it gave you goosebumps. In that moment, your own small, nagging worries, the deadline at work, the argument you had yesterday, the never-ending to-do list, they all seemed to just dissolve. You felt a sense of quiet, of wonder, of connection to something much larger than yourself. That feeling has a name, it's awe. And according to pioneering psychologist Dacher Keltner in his beautiful and important book of the same name, this feeling is not a rare fleeting luxury, it is a fundamental, vital human need. And in our modern, busy and often cynical world, we are suffering from a collective awe deficit. Today on Geeky Philosopher, we are going on a journey to explore the new science of this ancient emotion, and to learn how to rediscover the everyday wonder that can transform our lives. For decades, psychology focused on emotions like fear, anger, and happiness. Awe was largely ignored, seen as too mystical or hard to define. Dacher Keltner, a professor at UC Berkeley, has spent his career changing that. He has put awe under the scientific microscope. So what is it exactly? Through his research, Keltner has identified two core ingredients that are present in every experience of awe. First, there is vastness. Awe happens when we encounter something that is vast, something that is bigger than our normal frame of reference. This can be physical vastness, like looking at the Grand Canyon, but it can also be intellectual vastness, like grappling with a mind-bending scientific theory, or social vastness, like being in the presence of a person with incredible fame or moral authority. The second ingredient is accommodation. Because the thing you are encountering is so vast, your existing mental maps of the world are not big enough to hold it. You have to stretch and update your understanding of what is possible. Awe is the feeling of your mind expanding to accommodate a new, larger reality. Vastness plus accommodation equals awe. It's that moment when you're, pulled out of your own small world and you have to grapple with a mystery that's just, bigger than you are. The wonderful news is that you don't need to travel to the Grand Canyon to experience awe. Keltner and his team surveyed thousands of people from all over the world and identified what he calls the 8 wonders of life, the most common and reliable sources of everyday awe. So, let's explore a few of the most powerful. The first, and honestly one of the most surprising, is moral beauty. This is the awe we feel when we witness an act of exceptional human goodness. It's the feeling you get when you see a stranger show incredible kindness, or when you hear a story of someone overcoming immense adversity with courage and grace. This kind of awe reminds us of the vast potential for goodness within humanity. It inspires us and, makes us want to be better people. Another is collective effervescence. This is the awe of being part of a group, of moving and feeling as one. You felt this at a concert, when thousands of people are singing the same song. You felt it at a protest, or a sporting event, or a religious service. In these moments, your individual sense of self melts away, and you feel part of a powerful, unified whole. Of course, there is nature. From a majestic mountain range to the intricate, perfect design of a single snowflake, the natural world is a constant source of vastness and mystery that pulls us out of our human-centric concerns. And there is the awe of a great epiphany. This is the awe of a big idea that suddenly clicks into place, a moment of insight that rearranges your entire understanding of the world. It's the feeling of a new door opening in your mind. This all sounds wonderful, but what is actually happening in our brains and bodies when we experience awe? The science is fascinating. When we feel awe, MRI scans show a decrease in activity in a part of the brain called the default mode network. This network is what's active when our minds are wandering, when we're thinking about ourselves, our past, and our future. It is the network of the ego. Awe, it seems, literally quiets the self-obsessed chatter in our own heads. So, this small self-effect is really the key to so many of aw's benefits. When our ego gets quieter, we actually become more generous, more curious, and just, more connected to the people around us. Studies have shown that people who have just experienced awe are more likely to help a stranger and feel a greater sense of common humanity. The benefits of awe are also physical. Experiencing awe has been shown to lower the levels of cytokines in the body, which are, markers of inflammation. Chronic inflammation is linked to a whole bunch of modern diseases, from heart disease to depression. Awe is not just good for the soul, it's actually good for the body too. It's a powerful form of preventative medicine. The most hopeful message of the book is that awe is not just something that happens to us by chance. It's actually a skill we can cultivate. It's a mindset we can adopt. So how do we do this? Keltner suggests simple, practical exercises. One of them is to go on what he calls an awe walk. This is basically a walk where your only intention is to be open to wonder. You put your phone away and you deliberately look for things that are novel, surprising, or vast. Maybe you notice the incredible complexity of a tree's root system, or the way the light filters through the clouds. In this way, you're training your mind to see the extraordinary in the ordinary. Another practice, is to actively seek out the 8 wonders. For example, you can listen to a new and complex piece of music, or you might read a story about someone who inspires you with their moral beauty. You could also go to a museum or a concert, anything that opens you up to awe. The goal here is to move through the world with a sense of openness and curiosity. It's really about shifting your default setting from a jaded, I've seen it all before attitude, to the fresh, wide-eyed perspective of a child. Awe is more than just a fascinating psychology book. It's a gentle and powerful prescription for a better life. In an age that often feels cynical, fragmented, and, self-absorbed, Dacher Keltner's work is a scientific and soulful reminder that we are surrounded by mystery, beauty, and wonder. It teaches us that the path to a happier, healthier, and more connected life is not necessarily through more self-focus, but through more self-transcendence. It's in the moments when we forget ourselves that we truly find ourselves. The world has not become less wondrous, we have just perhaps become less attentive. This book is honestly a beautiful invitation to open our eyes and look again. Your next opportunity for a transformative experience is not in some distant future or faraway land. It's right here, right now, just waiting to be noticed. It's in the sky, in a piece of music, in the kindness of a stranger. If you are someone who is ready to actively seek out the wonder in our world, to cultivate a sense of awe, and to live a more connected and inspired life, then you are a part of this practice. So consider subscribing to Geeky Philosopher, where we are dedicated to exploring the ideas that help us see the world with fresh eyes. Thank you for your wonder today.